talking Reds after the Champions League draw, then Gareth Roberts and Craig Hannan. Andrei Shevchenko fucked us in the end, didn't he? He's got us back. He's given us the worst possible draw in the quarterfinals, in that we've got Manchester City, we're at home first, but you know, we're still going to have a big night at Anfield, aren't we? We've already done them at Anfield, and everyone will be flags out, banners out, early day from work, cop rocking, lights on, bring it on is what I say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit one of them. I mean, I'm absolutely skint, and we were just talking about how we were going to sell it to our respective partners, that we were going to Madrid or Barcelona or Munich. Manchester's an easier sell, isn't it? Just jump the train.
It's not quite drinking Estrella in the Barcelona sunshine, is it though? It's like,
it's not really, is it?
John Smith's in Piccadilly, Manchester, do you know what I mean? Grey and rainy and no shorts. Still an exciting draw though. Like, I can't remember ever being this excited for a draw, back during the Benitez days, but then I think it was just a thing that happened every year, and we finally got to enjoy it this time round. And look, we've beaten them before, we can beat them again. That's what Jurgen Klopp will be telling his players. We shouldn't be afraid of them either. And the fact that the home leg first, well, let's just beat them at home, and then who knows what happens away at City. We've beaten City away, away from home under Jurgen Klopp before. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. I think,
and what we keep saying about the defeat this season as well is it's skewed, isn't it, by Mane getting sent off, and then eventually heads went down, and they added a load of goals on, and it looks terrible on paper that you get absolutely battered there. Yeah. But the game was actually played on grass, and I was there, and we weren't that bad, and we were causing them problems before Mane went off the pitch. So that's not going to happen again, hopefully. Keep 11 men on the pitch, that's a good start, Reds. And then we'll take it from there. But as you say, Craig, it's 9 years since we've been at this stage of the competition, so let's get excited. It's a big match to look forward to, and you've got to beat the best sides to win the competition. That's the way it works out normally. So City, we've got City, they're the favourites to win the European Cup, by the way. I don't know if drawing us will skew those odds a little bit. It should do, because we're good. But yeah, one to look forward to, not the glamour tie and all that we're all thinking of, not the sun, the sea, the sangria and all that sort of stuff, but we'll do that in the semis.
yeah, exactly. I like that we were talking to Neil earlier on. He said, I don't think I'm going to go to this European away, but I'm going to go to the semis. And I was like, is right, Neil, that's the way we should be thinking. And like I said, we just shouldn't be scared of them. I'm really, really excited, because the 5-0 win in Porto almost sort of it stole a proper European night from us, didn't it? In a way,
it was weird, the dead rubber.
Yeah, because it was just done, and it was dead rubber, and we were through. And I think now we've got that, and Man City fans, Man City players won't have enjoyed big nights like the way it's going to be at Anfield.
But they can't do them, let's be honest. They can't do them. I mean, I've watched when they've played in Europe, and they went down the plastic flags route one time, didn't they? They're doing all kinds of mad light shows.
Should they blew the anthem anyway? They'd be the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, they just they haven't nailed the atmosphere in that ground. I mean, this isn't to tar every City fan with the same brush, because they have got some good fans. They've got some, fans who've been with them through thick and thin. They've probably got a load that jumped on board once they got some money and moved to a bigger ground as well. But I just think Anfield is still special on a European night. We saw that when we had the run in the Europa League. The Dortmund game goes down in history as one of the best, I think, in terms of atmosphere, in terms of what happened on that night. Yeah. So that proves we can still do it, and that was under this manager. So this is the big one. This is the one that we all get revved up for. This is the one where we use Anfield to our advantage. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be boss.
Time for an in.
Yeah, absolutely. Half day off, get on the aisle, get yourself in the mood, get down there, sing, shout, put City out. Sing, shout, put City out. It's almost like a plan.
Could be a new t-shirt.
But before all that, I mean, the lads have literally run downstairs to the studio. Well, not downstairs, across at the moment. You're not bothered about our logistics, are you, really? But they've run to the studio, and they're recording a reaction show to the draw. So if you want more of the chat about, the relative merits of every side and all that sort of stuff, and what Liverpool's chances are, they're doing that right now, and that will be a podcast on Tour Player as soon as they can get it up, as it were. The other teams, the rest of the draw, if you like, I think Sam's going to flash this up on the screen, but it's Juventus v Real Madrid, Sevilla v Bayern Munich, and Barcelona v Roma. The way the draw was done, as soon as you saw Roma and Sevilla go out, as in come out of the pot, you were like,
I know, yeah.
The easy ones have gone.
We say easy, like Roma have looked really good at times in this competition. I think like that's what we're saying. Besides Sevilla, the rest of them are really, really good teams. You're just going to get a good team. It's the quarterfinals of the Champions League. It wouldn't be as fun if you didn't. So yeah, I can't wait. Now, the best thing about it all is I think it's only a week. It's only a week and it's about 10 days now we have to wait, isn't it?
Start of April, isn't it?
Yeah.
First leg.
What date's this?
It's March the 16th.
So we've got 2 weeks, don't we? But yeah, no, that's that point out the window. Screwed that one up, didn't I? I thought it was next week.
Lad, I'll save you.
Research.
Watford tomorrow, mate. We've got Watford tomorrow at 5 in the Premier League, and the side's still. It's an FA Cup weekend, so the side's still in that. So they're involved in that, and it means we've got the chance here to move back up to third. And while Watford is another one that isn't a glamour tie by any stretch, R5's quite a nice time, I think, for the footy. I've been one who's been your dad about kick-off times, and I still like Saturdays and 3 o'clock and tradition, but I think R5's not too bad. I don't like the earlier ones because it feels like everyone turns up half asleep and they're like, footy? Whereas R5, everyone's like, yeah, let's go. So we've got Watford. They were shite at Arsenal. I think they're potentially on the beach now. They're sort of just kicking around in the middle of the table with not much to play for. They've also got 10 players injured, which is nice. And I was looking at the odds before, and they're ridiculously stacked in Liverpool's favour. I think you can get 7-1 for the draw, 16-1 for Watford, and Liverpool are 5-1 on to win this game. So everything points towards a Liverpool victory. Obviously, they've actually got to go out and do it. But it's a really important one after United, isn't it? We've got to bounce back. We need to get back into third place, continue to put pressure back on the other teams that are around and about us in the league.
Definitely, I think like one of the things that this Liverpool side have done, particularly since November time, is that whenever the likes of a Swansea happen or a United like the weekend where we drop points, we bounce back. And we have done over the past few months. So really, really important. It just goes to show that that last week was an anomaly. That we continue the run and we get a run going in time for the big game against City. And yeah, it's still all to play for in the Premier League in terms of I still don't believe second's dead, because that United side we saw against Seville the other night, like there's just nothing special at all. And so I don't think second's dead at all. So yeah, there's still a bit to play for. And yeah, it's just about bouncing back now, isn't it? And what better way to do that than against Watford?
A nice big win would be, a nice big win would be nice. I think let's get back to Mo slotting the goals, Firmino scoring goals, Mane scoring goals, and us seeing the Liverpool that we know and love this season. I think they can do that against Watford. So looking forward to going to Anfield as ever. Never a chore. And just another thing before we move on to the day's papers. Something overnight was, you're probably all seeing it again. I think Sam will flash this up so you can see what we're talking about, but a t-shirt went on sale at Topman, which to say the least was bizarre. A sort of football shirt style top with a huge 96 on the back, with karma on the sleeve, and what goes around comes back around also on it as well, and like a flower. And all in all, very bizarre. And look, it broke out online. Everyone's saying, what is this? It seems to reference, Hillsborough, the 96. Then, of course, you had the dickhead element of basically every other football club supporters going, oh, look, the Scousers are offended. Well, hang on, right? I've been going to match for a long, long time. I've been listening to, chants from various sets of supporters for a long, long time. I've read and heard what comes out of dickhead elements' mouths. And what they always say is, oh yeah, Hillsborough, karma that for the way, for what happened at Heysel. What goes around comes around. And so, and then 96 is obviously the number of people that died at Hillsborough. So for me, there's an awful lot of coincidences here. And someone's, they've come out with the idea that, oh no, it's a Bob Marley song, and it was released or re-released in 1996, and it includes that as the lyric. Well, the lyric on the shirt's wrong, for one. It's not back around, it's just come around. So I don't buy it. I think someone somewhere has known what they're doing here, and maybe someone somewhere else hasn't known, hasn't got onto it, and it's ended all the way up on the shelves. But it doesn't look great. I think it's right now that Topman have apologised unreservedly, and they've withdrawn the garment from sale. They say in their statement that it was inspired by a Bob Marley track. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but the idea that, you know, we can't flag it up as being absolutely ridiculous and sending out a bit of a mad message, well, we can and we have, and now it's gone. And it's not being a victim, it's not moaning about anything, it's moaning about something that clearly seems to have some quite clear references. Either that, or it's just the biggest string of coincidences that anyone has ever
There's
seen.
no way it gets, like you say, it's made its way all up to the store. You don't just create a t-shirt or a top and then it just gets in the store. It goes through different
The only thing
people.
I'd say, I mean, we were talking about it in the office and trying to work it all out where we all were on it, and one thing I was saying was, look, we do this with the Sun as well. In this city, and if you're a Liverpool supporter, the number 96 is obviously really relevant to your life. You've grown up knowing about Hillsborough. You know, you may have friends and family who are affected by it, all that sort of stuff. So that number is huge in your life. Anytime you see 96 in any circumstance, it jumps out at you. There's significance attached. I think for a younger generation, for people from different parts of the country, from people from different countries as well, people who don't support Liverpool, it won't have that same significance. And so maybe someone somewhere, you know, it's gone through levels like Craig says, but maybe when it's gone through levels, it's just not hit someone who's been a football fan, who knows the significance. I don't know. I'm trying to give some benefit of the doubt here, but I still actually doubt the whole situation. So yeah, however it happened and whyever it was on the shelves, as I say, the right thing seems to have happened for me anyway, that they've apologised, that it's disappeared, and that we can move on. But wanted to give that a shout out today, because everyone was talking about it yesterday online, and only right that, you know, we got in on the debate really. So yeah, be back in a minute. We'll be looking at the day's papers.
Hello and welcome to the Anfield Rap's first border raid onto the radio. This is City Talk, this is the Anfield Rap, and I'm Neil Atkinson. We're the Anfield Rap, so who are we and what are we about? Well, these three gentlemen here...
All three of those goals were, you know, there were people getting into the box, people stuff aside. You have to say that was just one of the...
There's nothing better than doing live radio, and it's live radio where we found our voice, and now we've got 15 podcasts we do a week, but live radio started it for us really, which was just simply the energy and the engagement and the immediacy of it, and that's sort of now how we do all of our shows, so we wouldn't be where we were today if it wasn't for radio. We're made up to win.
The papers section then. You know what though, right? The Anfield Rap's good, you know. You know why the Anfield Rap's good though? I was just thinking about it then. I thought, I'm supposed to be talking about the papers, but I want to talk about that. I'm actually still buzzing, because yesterday I got to meet Ian Rush.
You were like a kid at Christmas, weren't
Ian
you?
Rush, 346 goals for Liverpool Football Club. And he was in here. He was in here because the lads are working on the moments in time thing that you may have seen that he did around Kenny Dalglish's resignation. They're working hard on some more of those, and all kinds of players been getting in touch with them, speaking to them, journalists, fans as well. And there'll be basically more Anfield Rap moments in time coming soon, and Rushy's going to be on one of them.
It's a bit mad, like how many people that they've got coming into the office at the minute. Like the next, I think they're working on 3 at the moment. We're allowed to say that, aren't we? And like the amount of people, there's one of them, I feel as if they're just going to have everyone involved pretty much. It's just going to be a mad cast, so yeah, look forward to that.
It's boss because you know, we always talk about sort of the journey of the Anfield Rap, and Sam was that thing in the middle. That thing was in the middle to it. So you've just watched us going on about, you know, the fact that we've had the radio show for 6 years, but it's developed as we've gone on, and now, you know, pulling together these documentary style things is fantastic, because it's, you know, this is what like national radio does and stuff like that, and here's us, a gang of scruffs, doing something similar.
Speak for yourself.
What do you mean? No, but I just wanted to give that a shout because it was boss, and I managed to dig out loads of stuff from like 1986 and get Rushy to sign it, and I think he thought, why has this lad got newspapers from 1986?
Who's this weird lad?
But I was made up. Look, he was one of my heroes growing up, so why not? And then there he was at the draw as well, in Switzerland, watching it going, You stitched me up here, Andre. In the papers today then, last night the Ars progressed in the Europa League. They beat AC Milan 3-1. You know what, I'm really tired about the diving. It's not even a debate. It just feels to me that any time someone dives now, which is all the time, every weekend, it happens somewhere, it happens everywhere, who cares? You get all these journalists and ex-players jumping on it and acting like the dead offended and all this, and it's like, just shut up. Do you know what I mean? Why go on about it? It's a part of the game now. Kids are doing it. You can't stop it. It's not going to change. It's ingrained in the culture of the game. Whether you like that or not, it is not going away anytime soon. So why cry false tears about it every time it happens? And John Cross in the Mirror is one of the worst. I mean, you know, he's tweeting about it and he's tweeting Ollie Hope going, Ollie, I'm staggered and embarrassed that fans, bloggers, and fans disguised loosely as journalists, think it's disgusting when a player from another team dives, but it's inconsequential when one of their own dives. John, we want our team to win, mate. And like, you know what, if Arsenal got through last night, and this is a laugh as well, I've got to find this, in his actual report of the game, look, his actual report, John Cross, in the Mirror, people are picking this up today who haven't seen the game and they go, I wonder what happened when Arsenal beat AC Milan 3-1. Right, there's six legs to his report, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 of them are about the diving incident. No one gives a shit, mate. Write about the football, write about what happened, write about the cracking AC Milan goal that opened the scoring. Stop going on about diving. And listen to this. It was a moment that should embarrass English football and maybe even shame a few others to stop diving once they see the reaction, as even Arsenal fans were left appalled.
Have a pint, John, for fuck's sake.
Behave yourself. Like, Sam is behind the screen as usual. And I said to him before, you're an Arsenal fan, Sam. Did you care about Welbeck diving as John says here, it's taken the gloss off the Gunners' win? It hasn't, mate. They don't care. They're through. I watched Arsenal fan TV last night. I don't normally, but it just came up when I watched it. They were made up. They were made up that they're through. They thought it was a difficult tie. They're delighted that they're through. They want to win the competition. They're not asked about Welbeck's dive. So why are you devoting all that space to it? Why are you going on about it on Twitter? And you got Stan Collymore bailing in as well. And
of course he did.
And this is awful as well. They aren't football fans though, Crossy. They are one-eyed football illiterates who don't understand the corrosive nature of all diving. You either love the sport or love your club or both. Be the latter, never just the second. Stan, what are you proposing we do about it, mate?
One-eyed football illiterates.
Look, diving happens, and there's all different degrees of it. There's cheating goes on in football all the time, and this is just one little part of it. What about when the ball goes out for a throw, and all the players know that it's not your ball, and they'll go, a ball! Cheating, trying to deceive the referee. Are you fuming about that? What about, you know, I don't know, what about going up to the referee and getting in his ear? What about all the dark arts of football? What about all the stuff that goes on in all other sports? It happens, it's human nature. You just need to get over it a little bit. It does my Sweden, as you might gather.
It feels like, so does this mean we're one-eyed football illiterates?
I mean maybe we're one-eyed football illiterates. I mean, you know, how many times have you seen, like people were saying the other week at Old Trafford, you know, I think it was Ashley Young on Mo Salah. He was saying, Mo should have gone down. And I heard ex-pros say that. Oh, he's felt the contact and he should have gone down. You can't have it both ways, lads. So he's feeling the contact that he should go down, but you can't dive. Or, I don't know, I'm confused, lads. I'm getting mixed messages, lads. So, yeah, load of shite. Does me head in. Tony Barrett's ringing me. I'll ring you back, lad. What else? Oh, Big Sam.
Oh, here we go. I knew I'd done this for a reason.
Big Sam. I mean, Big Sam, it seems, maybe has been busy inhaling from his Bisto bong. Because I haven't heard from him at all this week. He hasn't come on my radar much. And while the whole of Merseyside stinks of Sam's beef, I haven't actually heard any sort of, you know, words from his mouth. He seems to be a little bit quiet, but he's back. He's back. Hippo Head is back with his bullshit in the paper today, and I love it. I love it. So here he is, Stoke v Everton. No fear. No fear. And this is the idea that because under Allardyce, Everton have won just 1 in 8 games away from the Premier League, away from Goodison Park since November. He's got a psychologist in. Yeah, he's got a mind fella in, working with the boys.
Mind fella.
Boxing off the brain for the trip to Stoke.
I really hope that's what the guy has in his email signature. Just like whatever his name is, mind fella.
I reckon that could be like his @ on Twitter. The mind fella.
Mind fella.
But yeah, he's brought in a sports psychologist. Everton have won just 2 league games away from home in the whole of 2017. Two. And the manager explained that is why he turned to the sports psychologist to try to shift attitudes amongst his squad. I hope it will have an effect on how we achieve a result. Everything in football today revolves around coping with pressure. It also involves some tactics, setup, saying the right thing in front of cameras, not laughing at your fans, not having negative football, not, maybe having a bit of an outdated way of trying to win football matches. I mean, it's not his biggest bit of bullshit that he's come out with, but the idea that some sports psychologist is going to rock up and sort it all, it seems like a bigger problem, really, doesn't it?
I feel like we should do some sort of segment next week where it's just big bits of bullshit that Allardyce has come out with, like do the top 5, do the top 10, because I think like over the past 3 months you could probably fill the top 5, I reckon, with some of the things he said. I know a couple of Evertonians are fuming at the way he talks in front of the camera, like you say. Yeah. This feels as if he's scraping the barrel now, doesn't it? He's trying anything that'll work because just things aren't working for him.
They already had a sports psychologist there. This is just a different one. So it's it's not the idea that this is a new approach. It's just another fella, another mind fella. Everton's Premier League form this season, 27-2018, they've won 29 points at home, and away from home they've won 8. Won 1, drawn 5, lost 9. So yeah, get your money on Stoke. That's my shout. Is there anything else? I think there is. Yes. Liverpool ladies have got an FA Cup quarter-final clash with Chelsea ladies. That will take place this Sunday at Prescott Cable's Valerie Park, a lovely little ground. You do a nice pint, you do a nice pie. Get yourself down there. It is 2 o'clock kick-off. Scott Rogers' side looking to get to the semi-finals. It's a £5 for adults, it's £2.50 for children, OAPs and students with valid ID. I was asked to give that a shout, so I've given that a shout. I've taken my little daughter down to the ladies' matches in the past and she enjoyed it. She was inspired with it briefly, and now she's into gymnastics. Anyway, yeah. Also then on the Anfield app today, as I mentioned before, there's a quarter-final draw special that's being recorded right now. There's a team talk show which will be recorded very shortly, based around Jurgen Klopp's press conference and looking in detail at the Watford game. There is the AFQ, any fucking questions taken from the internet and answered, with Bevy in hand. And then there is the City Talk show, which we've already plugged in the middle, so you know what that's all about, don't you? Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Let's hope we beat Watford. Have a bevy, have a sing, have a shout, up the Reds. See you Monday.